Did you know on a daily basis there are over 300 billion emails sent daily? 300 billion. That's like the top form of communication. But did you also know that when you're speaking with someone, that 10% of what you say they're paying attention to? That's it. 60% of what they're paying attention to is your body language, right? Your facial expressions, if you're doing this with your eyebrows, the way that you stand, where you put your hands, your arms, if your waist is open. 60% of people are watching that. 30% has to do with your tonality, whether it's strong or high-pitched, or does it go up and down? Does it have rhythm? People are paying attention to that 30% of the time. 10% of the time is spoken word. So honestly, no one cares what you have to say out of your mouth. They're paying attention to your body language. They're paying attention to your tone of voice. So what do you think happens in an email 300 billion times a day? There's no body language. There's no tone, because let me get into that in a second. So there's no tone, and then you're just reading written word, right? So in an email, the way that people are reading what you say to them is based on their emotion. If they're mad that day and they're reading the email, they're going to read it in an angry fashion, a mad fashion. If they're happy, they might read it in that way. But if your email comes across differently, then they're going to read that email in that tone as well. So if you have an email that you are writing and you want someone to read it, because it's your responsibility as a teller, right? It's your responsibility as a teller to have it come across the way that you want. So if you want them to read it in a happy tone or a pleasant tone or something like that, you need to do this. Anytime I want to get my point across in an email, but in a pleasant tone or a happy tone, I don't want them to read it angry or mad or anything like that. Dear so-and-so, please read this email in a pleasant tone or a happy tone, or please read it as if I'm smiling while speaking it to you. Then go on with your email, right? That's like the first sentence in the body of the email. Then just go on with it after that. I'm telling you, this works, because then it puts them in the mindset of the tone that you want. You want them in a happy tone. Excuse me. It doesn't matter if they're angry or mad that day. If you tell them to read it in a happy tone, they will. If you don't, they're going to read it based on their emotion of the day, or they're going to read it in an angry tone, because that's just how written words come across. All right. So hope this helps. Remember, 60% physicality, 30% tonality, and only 10% is a spoken word.